all persons having any business before this honourable court now draw nigh and give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Nathan Samir Akkad.
May it please the court, I move that Nathan Samir Akkad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Nathan Samir Akkad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yasmin Al Ali.
May it please the court, I move that Yasmin Alali be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
That Yasmin Alali be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jemima Lourdes Barlow Lishon.
May it please the court, I move that Jemima Lourdes Barlow Lishon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jemima Lourdes Barlow Lishon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Ann Boson.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Ann Boson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Emily Ann Boson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Casey Chow Soon Chan.
May it please the court, I move that Casey Chow Soon Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Casey Chow Soon Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eloise Isabel Cook.
May it please the court, I move that Eloise Isabel Cook, my daughter, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eloise Isabel Cook be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jade Ivy Dawson.
May it please the court, I move that Jade Ivy Dawson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jade Ivy Dawson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Janine Adul Dondi.
May it please the court, I move that Janine Adul Dondi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Janine Adul Dondi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Lily Deva Douglas.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Lily Deva Douglas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Lily Deva Douglas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kamal Marwan Ekamawi.
May it please the court, I move that Kamal Marwan Ekamawi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kamal Marwan Ekamawi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Annabelle Margot Elliott.
May it please the court, I move that Annabelle Margot Elliott be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Annabelle Margot Elliott be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mary Louise Fleischner.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Mary Louise Fleischner, be admitted to this court.
Let Mary Louise Fleischner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Lee Fleming.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Alexandra Lee Fleming, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Lee Fleming be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shuang Clarice Fu.
May it please the court, I move that Shuang Clarice Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shuang Clarice Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claudia Patricia Hammond.
May it please the court, I move that Claudia Patricia Hammond be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Claudia Patricia Hammond be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Steve Hatzipavlis.
May it please the court, I move that Steve Hatzipavlis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Steve Hatzipavlis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sabrine Sultana Hussein.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Sabrine Hussein be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sabrine Sultana Hussein be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yukimaro E.
May it please the court, I move that Yukimaro E be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yukimaro E be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mia Jane Judkins.
May it please the court, I move that Mia Jane Judkins be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mia Jane Judkins be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Rose Kidman.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Rose Kidman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Rose Kidman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Rose King.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Rose King be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Rose King be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Greta Jane Lamperts.
May it please the court, I move that Greta Jane Lamperts be admitted as a lawyer in this honourable court.
Let Greta Jane Lamperts be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeremy David Leach.
May it please the court, I move that Jeremy David Leach be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jeremy David Leach be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Wayip Leung.
May it please the court, I move that James Y. Lung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Y. Lung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cameron James Mark.
May it please the court, I move that Cameron James Mark be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cameron James Mark be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ekta Mather.
May it please the court, I move that Ekta Mather be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ekta Mather be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Daniel Murphy.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Daniel Murphy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Daniel Murphy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Susan Mary Murray.
May it please the court, I move that my mother, Susan Mary Murray, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Susan Mary Murray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brock Anthony Nelson.
May it please the court, I move that my associate Brock Anthony Nelson be moved as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brock Anthony Nelson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Stella Rose Passerini.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Stella Rose Passerini be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Stella Rose Passerini be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Renee Ellen Prakites Tardiani.
May it please the court, I move that Renee Ellen Prakites Tardiani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Renee Ellen Prakites Tardiani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Payam Ranamai Zekavat.
May it please the court, I move that Payam Ranamai Zekavat be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Payam Ranamai Zekavat be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Eloise Roberts.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Eloise Roberts be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Eloise Roberts be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amelia Diana Sala.
May it please the court, I move that Amelia Diana Sala be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amelia Diana Sala be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ella Louise Seaton.
May it please the court, I move that Ella Louise Seaton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ella Louise Seaton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Carol Sider.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Carol Cedar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Carol Sider be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Liam Gregory Slabber.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Liam Gregory Slabber, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Liam Gregory Slabber be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alyssa Yasmin Statham James.
May it please the court, I move that Alyssa Yasmin Statham James be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alyssa Yasmin Statham James be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
William John Stockley.
May it please the court, I move that my son, William John Stockley, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let William John Stockley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Tan.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Tan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brittany Tan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alessio Tripodi.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Alessio Tripodi, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alessio Tripodi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stefan van der Volt.
May it please the court, I move that Stefan van der Volt be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stefan van der Volt be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Victoria Walker.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Victoria Walker be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Victoria Walker be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yu Chao Yang.
May it please the court, I move that Yu Chao Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yu Chao Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madison Carmel Rose Zara.
May it please the court, I move that Madison Carmel Rose Zara be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Madison Carmel Rose Zara be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jenny Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Jenny Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jenny Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amy Jung.
May it please the court, I move that Amy Jung be admitted as a lawyer of the honourable court.
That Amy Jung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Levi Jonah Zulman.
May it please the court, I move that Levi Jonah Zulman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Levi Jonah Zulman be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed, stand for the purposes of making an oath or an affirmation. So please stand when and as directed.
If the first two rows on my right could please stand. Nathan Samir Akkad. Yasmin Al Ali. Jemima Lourdes Barlow Lishon. Emily Ann Boson. Casey Chow Su Chan. Eloise Isabel Cook. Jade Ivy Dawson. Shanine Adul Dondi. Caitlin Lily Deva Douglas. Kamal Marwan Ekamawi. Annabelle Margot Elliott. Mary Louise Fleischner. Alexandra Lee Fleming. Shawang Clarice Fu. Claudia Patricia Hammond. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
You can please sit. If the next two rows on my right could please stand. Steve Hatzapavlis. Sabrine Sultana Hussein. Yukimaro E. Mia Jane Judkins. Isabella Rose Kidman. Emily Rose King. Greta Jane Lamperts. Jeremy David Leach. James Wayip Lung. Cameron James Mark. Hector Mather. Alexander Daniel Murphy. Susan Mary Murray. Brock Anthony Nelson. Olivia Stella Rose Passerini. Renee Ellen Prakites Tardiani. Payam Rana Mai Zekavat. Grace Eloise Roberts. Amelia Diana Sala. Ella Louise Seaton. Grace Carol Sider. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. You can sit down. And if my two rows on the left could please stand. Liam Gregory Slabber. Alyssa Yasmin Statham James. William John Stockley. Brittany Tan. Alicio Tripodi. Stefan Vandervolt. Sarah Victoria Walker. Yuchao Yang. Madison Carmel Rose Zara. Jenny Zhang. Amy Zhang. Levi Jonah Zulman. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. You can sit down.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the Ceremonial Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench this afternoon to my immediate right is Justice Mitchelmore, Judge of the New South Wales Court of Appeal. To my left, Justice Campbell, Judge of the Common Law Division of the Court. And to Justice Mitchelmore's right, Justice Lonergan, also a Judge of the Common Law Division of the Supreme Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this afternoon. And we've done so in this courtroom, which rests on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its most sincere respects to elders, past and present, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Also acknowledged, sitting on the bench to my far left, is Justice Beach Jones, Justice of the High Court of Australia and formerly the Chief Judge at Common Law in this court. I'm very pleased to welcome him back onto this bench. I also acknowledge that in the body of the court is Mr. Brett McGrath, President of the Law Society of New South Wales. To all the newly admitted lawyers, congratulations and welcome to the legal profession. Today is one of great celebration and pride. We up here do remember and know how hard you've all had to work to reach this important milestone. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or emerging skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever be the case, I'm sure that they're all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you to a good dinner or at least a round of drinks later this afternoon to mark the occasion. Now, in being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable, important and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century, and this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. In May of this year, the court to which you have just been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. We had a great celebration and a ceremonial sitting in this courtroom which was overflowing, and some significant speeches were made marking the historical occasion, and a video of the ceremony is available on the court's website, and I'd encourage you all to watch it. You're also a very fortunate cohort. After this ceremony, when you move to the lobby of the court to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you'll also be presented gratis with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian Changing Times, a history of the Supreme Court of New South Wales 1824 to 2024 as a memento of your admission in this bicentennial year. I do hope that you take time to read and enjoy the book. It's only 450 pages. There are quite a few photographs and pictures, however, and it has a wealth of fascinating information about the court of which each of you has just become an officer. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, and I'll say something a little bit more about that in a moment. This ceremony is attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings which you have each just made. They are promises and undertakings which are of a continuing nature. They should be honoured and observed throughout the entirety of your professional life. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or the affirmation you have just made is a serious and continuing one and deserves solemn regard. So that whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, or a government department or regulatory agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should be known always for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you'll see from portraits of most of my predecessors which adorn the walls of this court that we up here on the bench are wearing the same robes in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. You may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can let you know that we don't wear them because they are particularly comfortable. They're not. But we do so for important reasons of symbolism. They serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, and they also serve to differentiate this independent court from the other two arms of government. Although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Some 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. That is a radical change from the time when we all commenced practice, which I would like to think is not all that long ago. It has been an extremely salutary change. As to continuity of the rule of law, we live, unfortunately, in a world in which there is so much global uncertainty and insecurity. And in that environment, the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply an academic construct or a phrase of some mere theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. The rule of law is a part of the rule of law is a strong and independent judiciary, which we are fortunate to have in this country. Now, notwithstanding the formality and the tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of artificial intelligence brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the judiciary is engaged. While the increased use of technology obviously offers a number of advantages, it's my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature, human beings, and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual who is in need of your services or assistance as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis in their lives affecting his or her liberty, property, family, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and acute sensitivity to the difficult circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community, and by a judiciary which is educated in, knowledgeable about, and sensitive to the many different cultural components which make up our rich community. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat for the last 5.5 years, including this ceremony, highlights that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That's a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the judiciary are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect both for the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately for the rule of law. So let me now offer a little bit of brief professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you may well make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. If we're honest with ourselves, we all make mistakes from time to time, especially when starting on something new. So the trick is that when you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always advise young lawyers not to make, or to strive not to make, is the mistake of giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. I can tell you now that that almost certainly will not be good advice. They will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. Being a lawyer means you must be independent-minded and courageous in the advice you give your clients. That is your skill and that is your responsibility. Being a lawyer means that you are now an advisor, a problem solver, sometimes a mediator, sometimes an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember, as I've already intimated, that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. That human engagement extends to your interactions with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of things, can be confrontational. That is the nature of our adversarial system of justice. But the practice of the law is difficult and stressful enough without personal antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, which unfortunately it sometimes does. So it's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you're now members of a profession and not a business. It's a very, very important distinction. Being a professional and a member of a respected profession carries with it peculiar kinds of obligations. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their points simply and succinctly. Often less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But for a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible or complicated, at least difficult to understand. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, so strive to be clear and concise at all times in both what you say and in what you put down on paper. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important. This is something of which there's far better appreciation now than there was 30 years ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel a little overwhelmed, burnt out, or even distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. That's often because conscientious, well-motivated lawyers want to go the extra mile for their client. They want to ensure that the advice is comprehensive or the brief is fully prepared, the case is ready to go, and all of that is admirable, but it can become all-consuming and, as I say, physically and mentally taxing. So work hard to keep your balance. Not always possible, but strive to do so and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time and still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspectives. Also remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession, and in this context I'm now going to call on two young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and of the Law Society to offer a few words of welcome and encouragement. Ms McGrath, you move.
May it please the court. My name is Melissa McGrath, and I've been practicing at the bar for 3 years now, predominantly in intellectual property. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession, as his honour says, is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. In fact, 2024 is 20 years since I was admitted as a solicitor, and in that time I have seen incredible change, in particular in relation to the culture of our profession. That culture today means that you are welcome to bring all of yourself to your work and our community, and it is my hope that you will each contribute to our culture by bringing your unique experience and perspective and contribute to our profession for its betterment, because diversity benefits us all. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. As an IP solicitor in commercial law firms, I held almost every position you can have, as summer clerk and paralegal, through to partner for a time. And my work continues on at the bar and has included improving access to treatments for prostate cancer, HIV/AIDS, high cholesterol, securing licensing rights for musicians, and representing the major record labels, and protecting the branding rights of trademark owners who no doubt make some of the gifts that you'll receive today. Now, after 20 years, I'm a third-year barrister. So I can tell you from experience that the profession that you join provides you with many opportunities and pathways, and it is never too early or too late to make a change. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. There is also a career open day at which you can speak with some knowledgeable people. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not only limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for under 5-year barristers like me, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Mr. Quinnick of the Law Society.
May it please the court. My name is Ara de Queenag, and not so long ago I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today after more than 4 years in commercial law, I can tell you I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to you which now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I have been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for more than 4 years. Here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join community committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences, events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community.
Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, challenging, and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. And you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career thereafter. On behalf of Justice Mitchellmore, Justice Campbell, Justice Lonergan, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you, each of you, on your admission today and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.